Hello and welcome to Ed Table Talk Unplugged, a show produced by the Communications section of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, where we dialogue with education stakeholders to dissect issues surrounding education. This season, our focus is on the most critical years of learning, early childhood education. Today's topic, the early years, building a strong foundation for life. The early years from birth to 8 years old are critical in shaping who we become. This period lays the foundation for our future academic success, emotional well-being, overall development, and success. During this crucial time, high-quality early childhood education programs play a pivotal role in building a strong foundation for lifelong learning and personal growth. They provide a nurturing environment where children can develop essential skills like critical thinking, communication, problem solving, and social emotional intelligence. Through play-based learning exploration and positive interactions with caregivers and educators, children learn to communicate effectively, build healthy relationships, and manage their emotions. These skills are crucial for success not only in school, but in all aspects of life. So it's against this backdrop that I am pleased to welcome Education Minister Glenys Hannah Martin and Education Director Dominique McCartney-Russell to this first segment. Welcome, Minister. Welcome, Acting Director.
Thank you.
It's good to have this discussion with you because our early years are so important. They're very critical. And Minister, I often hear you speak about the fact that education is a human right. A basic human right, and critical is the foundation. So how is the ministry working towards the UN Sustainable Development Goals, particularly goal number 4? We were talking about access, providing free access to children under the age of, well, between the ages of 3 and 5. What are we doing to work towards that?
Well, I'm sure you'll get greater detail in the following segment, but the Ministry of Education has created a formula which allows the ministry to touch more students than our classrooms and capacity allow, and it's through the voucher system where we partner with private preschool operations to allow, where we contribute monthly and allows access, greater access than what our physical plant allows for. So this is a strategy. However, it is not comprehensive. There's still a lot, it does not capture universally all children. And so this is now how we now have to contemplate what it is that we have to do and what is necessary to allow for all children who are at that age to access public pre-primary education.
Yes, ma'am. And Director, from the Director of Education from the Department of Education side, what are you doing to ensure that high-quality early childhood programs are being maintained?
Well, we have very qualified officers led by Assistant Director Burrows, and they are consistently looking at innovative ways to see how we can get more children in our schools. For example, they would have held a registration drive at the mall at Marathon, you know, just going beyond the call of duty, above and beyond to ensure children get in school. Another thing that we're doing, the ministers mandated that we really assess the program, and so we have a consultant now who is looking into how do we ensure all children get access to opportunities. But more than that, we're also seeking to provide almost like a boot camp during the summer for those students who may not have had access, but we're able to give them, whether it's learning packets or some form of educational experience in preparation for grade 1. And so we're pulling out all the stops.
Yes, definitely. Boot camp. All right, so the ministry recently launched a mentoring and coaching program for preschool teachers in particular, a very good arm of support for our teachers. What else are we doing as education to promote or support our preschool teachers especially?
Beyond the mentoring and the support system from that aspect, led again by Leisha Burrows and her team, our preschool teachers are afforded a monthly support system. They meet with the officers on a monthly basis. They discuss all of the curricular activities. They discuss strategies on how to ensure, children gain the skills that we're looking for. Also to recognize where there may be issues in terms of gross and fine motor skills. And so there is a consistent approach where they meet with the teachers on a regular basis to go over those strategies, to review them, and of course to provide resources and support where there is need. So it's not just the mentoring for the new teachers, but really all of our preschool teachers get an opportunity to voice their concerns and to bring to the table best practices in their environment.
That is important. That is important, not only for the new ones, but those who've been in the system, to make sure that they refresh and that they're current and relevant for our youngsters. Are you pleased, Minister or Director, are you pleased with the progress of early childhood education in the Bahamas thus far?
Well, I'll let the technical person speak, and I'll speak afterwards
Sure.
as the policy person.
Well, we are pleased because we're pleased that what our officers and our teachers are doing in the classroom. What we'd like to see, though, is a greater focus on our private institutions. We want to know, for example, how are our children faring coming out of the private institutions. Our council do assess those organizations, but we're going to actually drill down a little bit further. We're looking at those children when they come from that private preschool. What skills do they come with? And are they ready for grade 1? We have not focused on that as much as we could have. And so now that there is a focus, we really want to bring all of not just the public schools, but the private partners. We want to ensure that the standards are maintained throughout.
Excellent stuff.
Yes, the other thing I want to highlight, because we've spoken singularly about the role of the Ministry of Education and the state, but it's very important that awareness is raised with parents about the critical necessity of this period of human development of their children. And even where that child may not access pre-primary education for some reason, it's very important that parents educate themselves as to what kinds of things they should be exposing their children to. When we traveled to Cuba, what we found, they have not been able either to provide universal pre-primary access, as we're not there yet. That's our aim and objective, and we're quite a way along the way, but they held events on the park for parents, and so I think we also have to think about how we can help parents become apprised of what is necessary in orientating their pre-primary student children into the skill set, the knowledge base, the social skills, all of these issues, so that that the parents who are the first teachers, really, that they are able to make that first touch of their children in preparation for what we know is critical.
Yes, ma'am, you hit the nail right on the head. You actually preempted what I was going to talk about. Recently, that would have been from COVID, during the COVID pandemic. The Department of Education would have launched some walkabouts, community walkabouts, and a lot was revealed in terms of what's going on in our homes and how it impacts our children. And we realized that a lot of parents, there were a good number of parents who did not see the necessity or the urgency to have their preschool-aged children in a school. All right, they were just kept at home. So what strides are being made, or is that narrative changing? What are we doing well, you've alluded to that already, to change that narrative, to sensitize those parents to this fact?
I think the director can speak more closely to the connection, because I think, first of all, I said parents are the first teachers, and they are the most influential factor in a child's development, even when the child is in the classroom with teachers. The parent, that home environment is critical. And the connect between what may look like a little child and don't need much or nothing, and the long-term development is a very critical thing, and I think the director can speak more to that.
And a number of strategies, really. We have just started the parent engagement unit, And so all of our team members will have access to parents through that unit to provide training and support for our parents. And so they know what to do as parents in regards to their children's education. We've also instituted the hotline that allows us to identify students who are not in school. In fact, we've had over 90 callers from the community and business owners who say to us, listen, we've seen students in the community during school hours who should be in school. And so those are two strategies.
Can I, sorry, interrupt, the connection between a small child and university attendance. I think a lot of parents don't understand that connect. I mean, a lot of people don't know, not just parents, but I'm wondering if you could elaborate on that.
And really, truly, Minister, the connection is you have less dropout rates. When a child is in pre-primary education, that's where we find the development of the skills, literacy, numeracy, the social, the emotional, the physical, gross and fine motor skills, the cognitive development. We're able to not only provide those skills for students, but also to identify where there may be impairments. If we find impairments, we're able to provide assessments. They may need physical or, they may be behavioral, support systems. But the studies have shown that students who participate in pre-primary education are less likely to drop out of school. They're more likely to graduate from high school. Of course, the skills that they develop at pre-primary prepare them for primary, which prepares them for junior and senior high, and then, of course, university or trade school. And so those skills are important foundational skills that take them throughout their educational career.
Yes, ma'am. With that said, that's a lot that has been said, and we're definitely making great strides because we know exactly what is needed, and therefore we know how to act. Thank you, Minister.
Very much.
Thank you, Director, for gracing us with your presence, and best wishes as you continue in this journey to educate our nation. We'll take a break, and when we return, we'll be joined by two leaders in the area of early childhood education. Stay with us. This public service announcement is brought to you by the Communications section of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training in conjunction with this station.
Unity and accountability within our communities should not be the culture of the past, but they should guide how we live today. At the heart of our communities are children, the future pillars of our nation. Together, we need to protect our future by making sure our children attend school. Committed to protecting our future, the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training has established a toll-free hotline to provide a confidential and supportive channel for concerned citizens to report students who are not in attendance at school. Join us in weaving the fabric of a stronger community. Make a commitment to each child's success. Mark it or rock it. Make a complaint. Raise a concern by calling 42-CHILD. That's 422-4453 or 727-7081 in Grand Bahama. Remember, every child counts, and as keepers of our community, our children, our future is everyone's business.
This public service announcement was brought to you by the Communications section of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training in conjunction with this station.
A secure, nurturing, and stimulating home is fundamental to positive child development. Healthy families support learning, provide guidance, and promote the holistic development of each child. Parents partner with teachers and caregivers for optimum learning experiences at home and at school. Healthy families, building a strong foundation for life.
Welcome back. You're watching Ed Table Talk Unplugged. Our focus today is the early years, building a strong foundation for life. Joining me in this segment are two leaders in education, Education Officer Jeanette Hall, who flew all the way from Grand Bahama to be with us, and Shanrek Lloyd, a preschool administrator. Ladies, it's very good to have you with us.
Thanks.
All right. Miss Lloyd, which school are you from?
The principal at Buttonwood Preschool.
Okay. All right. And I know some great things are happening there.
Yes, they are. We're the best preschool on the planet.
Well, I know some other schools that may beg to differ.
Don't worry about that.
But as long as you think so. All right, let's get right into it. How does the Ministry of Education, I'm going to start with you, Ms. Hall. How does the Ministry of Education extend early childhood education in the Family Island, seeing that you're in Grand Bahama, Bimini, and the Keys?
Yes, good morning. The Ministry of Education extends the quality education throughout the Bahamas. I am the preschool officer for Grand Bahama, Bimini, and the Keys, and quality education is extended throughout the Bahamas in the other 10 districts. In Grand Bahama, we have 7 preschool units. In Grand Key, we have 1 preschool unit. However, in Bimini, we don't have a preschool unit, but we're working on it.
Oh,
Then we have 34 private preschool partners, which assists in us bringing that quality education to our students, and they have been very helpful. And also, in extending the early childhood education throughout the Bahamas, me as the preschool officer, I would meet on a regular basis with the preschool team here in New Providence. And whatever is done in New Providence, it is done throughout Grand Bahama, Bimini, and the Keys as well, because we would meet every Monday and also on Fridays.
that sounds good. That's standardization.
Yes.
Keep it up, keep it up. So today's topic is the early years, building a strong foundation for life. What does building a strong foundation for life mean? Either of you can answer.
Okay, when you think about building a strong foundation, you think about like a building or a home. You want to make sure that the foundation is strong in order for the house to hold up or the building to hold up. And that's the same thing with education. Preschool is the foundation. If the preschool is not strong, then the rest of the educational process may fall down. So it's important and it's vital for us to have that strong foundation, which we do have in the preschool in the Bahamas.
Yes, yes, ma'am, indeed. And throwing it right back to you, Ms. Hall. As the education officer for Grand Bahama, Bimini, and the Keys, what are you doing to ensure that there is a strong foundation built on those islands?
Okay, as the preschool officer for Grand Bahama, Bimini, and the Keys, I would, at the beginning of the school year, I would carry out preschool preliminary visits. This is when I would go and visit all of the government preschools and ensure that they are carrying out or using the curriculum and pacing guides, and ensure that the correct furniture is there, and also the adequate instructional resources are present. Also, at that time, there will be a distribution of instructional resources, because we can't do anything without those instructional resources.
That's right.
Yes, and then I would make frequent visits to the schools to monitor the teachers and the teachers' aide to ensure that they are following our standardized curriculum that which has just recently been updated. So we want to make sure that they are following through with it. And also, I am the person that is in charge of the training session for the teachers. There would be professional development sessions. Some would be virtually, and when we do the virtual, we would connect with New Providence, and then some would be face-to-face. And that's when the teachers would have to do the hands-on, so we will do some professional development face-to-face. But I can assure you, whatever is done in New Providence, it is done in the Family Islands as well. And also, I am the person to ensure that they're following the curriculum, because, some of the teachers might feel like they need to stray away from it, but I am like that, person. I wouldn't call myself a policeman, but I am that person that would ensure that they're following the preschool curriculum.
Pretty good.
Renewal officer.
That's it. All right, Miss Lloyd. So you, as the preschool administrator at Buttonwood, we already established that that's the best preschool.
That's right. So, listen,
All
I like
right.
you.
What kinds of activities do you, what should I say, employ to ensure, what strategies are you using to ensure that we build this foundation for our preschoolers?
Okay, so we've learned that from the German educator who created the kindergarten, Frobel. He said that children learn best through play. Piaget also said that, so we know that from research, this is what our children learn best through. So we encourage and we use skills that move on from play. For instance, if we're teaching them, if they're learning their sight words, we play games with the sight words. We create, say we have cards that the children will play a game. I used to play this game, The Words Are on the Floor. And our children, they like the music. So music is another strategy that we use through play to help them with curriculum. Another thing that we can do is through storytelling, and they do role play. And the children love doing that, especially with the Bible stories. I remember the other day we had Noah and the Ark. So we have puppets and we have the little manipulatives so they can use all these things they need and that help them to retain whatever is being taught. And they don't look at it as being this instructional based thing. They look at it through play because they're having fun while they're doing it, you know? Yeah.
Yes, that sounds so good. Now, we could talk about parents briefly. How can parents assist their children in ensuring that they are building a strong foundation? And do you feel that we have enough parental involvement as we wrap up the segment?
Okay, what I think is that if I have this saying that we always put in our newsletters, parents plus teachers and children equal success. So if the parents want to, we need parents to collaborate with the schools. Yes. You understand? So the teachers, some parents say, well, how do you get them to do this? So we can help them by collaborating with them to tell them, this is a strategy that I use to help my child, to help your child do this. You know, so I think that that's the major tool that can be used. We can give them ideas of how to, like I said with the sight words, play games, sing. We could use the tablet as a tool, but not too much. Because some parents just throw it at them, you know, all in moderation.
Any final comments, Ms. Lloyd? Ms. Hall, pardon me.
Well, I'd like to respond to what you had said. I think there's always room for improvement with parent involvement, you know, but there was a strong parent involvement in Grand Bahama. At the beginning of the year, we'll have a parent orientation time where we welcome them. And we let them know that you are part of this team. We need you. And we would explain the roles and the policies and procedures of the preschool so that they could feel comfortable and know that they're welcome at any time to assist us in any way. And I've found that throughout the year, they would be present there. And it's causing the enhancement of our children's education.
Yes, ma'am. And with that, we're going to wrap up this segment. Ladies, it's been a pleasure hearing about the strategies that you're implementing in your various roles as educational leaders in the early childhood section. Continue the good work, and thanks again for joining
Thank you, too.
us.
Thank you. You're welcome.
When we return to our final segment, we will be joined by a parent and I think we're going to have 2 little preschoolers. Stay with us.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Communications section of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training in conjunction with this station.
Unity and accountability within our communities should not be the culture of the past, but they should guide how we live today. At the heart of our communities are our children, the future pillars of our nation. Together, we need to protect our future by making sure our children attend school. Committed to our future, the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training has established a toll-free hotline to provide a confidential and supportive channel for concerned citizens to report students who are not in attendance at school. Join us in weaving the fabric of a stronger community. Make a commitment to each child's success. Mark it or rock it. Make a complaint or raise a concern by calling 42-CHILD. That's 422-4453 or 727-7081 in Grand Bahama. Remember, every child counts, and as keepers of our community, our children, our future is everyone's business.
This public service announcement was brought to you by the Communications section of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training in conjunction with this station.
The early years are an important period of rapid growth and development. Children begin to discover and explore their world. Positive, rich experiences during this period help to develop strong minds and healthy bodies. The early years, building a strong foundation for life.
Welcome back to Ed Table Talk Unplugged. I'm pleased to welcome a proud parent of a preschooler, Deshelle Chase. And I have two other preschoolers joining me now, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves by telling me your name. Let's start with you, lovely little lady. What's your name?
My name is Taja Chase.
Taja Chase, beautiful name. And your name?
My name is Amaya Russell.
Samaya Russell, I am so pleased to have you with me today to talk to me briefly today.
Thank you.
Oh, so sweet. Miss Chase, this is your lovely daughter sitting next to you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to start with you. What support, as a parent, what support are you giving Taja to ensure that she is developing the way she should in school and beyond?
Okay. My involvement with my children's education is rooted from manners and respect, communication, availability, and support. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, is a scripture we would repeat every other morning on our way to school.
Powerful.
Because we always must put God first. I would also teach them that manners and respect will take you throughout the world. And if you don't have manners or respect, persons wouldn't want to be your friend or teachers wouldn't want to teach you. So always be respectful to yourself, your parents, and your teachers. To me, communication is important, and I feel like communication is the key or the foundation to a great parent-teacher relationship because it helps you stay connected to your child through their teacher. Communication is also a temperature check where you can check up on your child's behavior or to see if they're missing any assignments or just their progress throughout the school term. When it comes to being available, my husband and I would always find ourselves adjusting our work schedule just to ensure that we're both in attendance to any activity the school is having, whether it's PTA, sports day, report card day, field trip, etc. Because we love to support our kids, and I love to get loud and cheer on my children, whether they're receiving an award or just performing on the stage, because I know once our eyes connect, they see that, okay, mommy is there, I can do this, I know I can do this because we practice this. And supporting your kids also comes with them attending school, and not just attending school, but attending school on time. And them having the necessary schools such as a workbook, textbook, and doing homework, projects, etc.
Wow, that was a mouthful, and that is impressive. You are seemingly doing an excellent job in terms of supporting your children, little Taja, and your other children in their educational journey. Now, you mentioned a relationship, building a good bond with your child's teacher, which is integral. But Again, elaborate a little bit more. Why is this important?
Well, I feel like this is important because, for example, if your child is failing a certain subject, once you and that teacher is communicating with each other, you can then enroll your child into an after-school program or have tutoring for them on the weekend instead of waiting until report card day and you notice that Susie or Johnny failed a subject. Once you nip that in the bud from the beginning, it will also help your child to get a better grade, whether it's the classwork, final exam, or their overall report card.
What about other parents? Do you network with other parents? Do you think that's really important as well?
Yes, I do. I actually do network with other parents, and I feel like it is important because we all need that village. We all need that helping hand. When networking with other parents, for example, if there is cross country and the child is unable to attend because the parent is working or they don't have the funds, I would go ahead and I would pay for that child. I would also pick up that child and drop that child home just so they can participate and don't feel left out. So that partnership with other parents is an important role when it comes to our kids' lives.
Indeed, Ms. Chase. But before we end, I need to talk to these two little darlings who are smiling up at me right now. Let's start with Samaya. Samaya, tell me, what do you like most about school? First of all, tell me what school you attend. I see these nice little uniforms. What school is this? What school do you attend?
I attend Willow Patton Preschool.
Oh, so you two are classmates? Are you in the same class?
Yes, Mom.
Wonderful. All right, tell me, what do you like most about school?
School?
I heard that you did chickens the other day. You spoke about chickens in class. What did you learn about chickens?
Chickens can fly.
Wow, really? I didn't know chickens could fly. You just taught me something. What about you, Taja? What did you learn about chickens?
Chicken to eat watermelon, and chicken to eat tomato and corn.
Boy, those chickens are greedy. But that's my favorite food. I eat them too. All right, so do you love your school?
Yes, Mom.
But I want one of you to tell me what you like best about your school. What about you, Taja? Can you tell me what you like best about your school?
Yes, Mom.
Go right ahead.
I like playing, and I like playing blocks,
Right.
and I like playing with my friends.
Wow. That's a wonderful little community to be a part of, and you're learning. You're learning and you're having fun, right, Samaya?
Mom.
All right, it was a pleasure speaking with you. Continue doing well because a little birdie told me that you're both doing very well in school. Keep up the good work. Mommy, continue to keep up, you and Dad, continue to keep up the good work because these little ones are our future. It was good having you all with us, and I hope that you continue to do well. So thank you so much for your contributions to this relevant discussion as we strive to strengthen our system of education and the very foundation for the betterment of our students and, by extension, our country. To our viewers, if you'd like to receive regular updates from the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, direct text message notification updates are available. You can subscribe by texting 819-BMOE. That's 819-2663. And remember to visit all of our social media platforms, inclusive of our website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Again, thanks so much for tuning in. And until next time, I'm Adama Williams.